What's up, guys? Bear Game here, back with some more Idle Heroes, and today we are on day 2 of both the Void campaign boss that has unlocked, so we'll have to see how far we can make it there, as well as day 2 of Sword Edge Arena, and I'm intrigued to see how far we can actually make it. I'm gonna go ahead and purchase all of these, and so far the enemies are not that difficult. It seems like if you have an extremely endgame account, you're gonna probably have an easy time of this right here. Those you guys who are not whales, you're probably going to start reaching these power levels of 2 to 3 billion, and you can see right here, this is an extremely powerful team. That is definitely out of your power range. I would say the average player is probably somewhere in this range where they're like 500 to 750 million. I'd love to know exactly what your power level is and what day you started, as well as what power level, like how much spending you've done. So if you guys take anything away from this, I'd love to do a little research on this. Tell me what your Sword Edge Arena power level is, what your current rank is, when you started playing, and of course how often you spend and how much you think you spend, or just put your VIP level or something like that. I would love to know all that information to see, because let's be honest, an account like mine is, I'd probably say like in the top 100, even with how like we don't even spend nearly as much as some of these big whales are. But I'd say when you look at these teams that we're fighting against, because these are real players right here, I mean, server 40, that's pretty much the same time I started, so they're probably big spenders, but nowhere near as big. When you take a look at this versus this, there is just no contest whatsoever. There's no hope of pushing too far in this, and I think that might be part of the reason why some people are not going to enjoy this game mode, because it really puts into comparison what your power level of your team is. And you see right here, this is just a bot right here too, not even a real person, but they're giving them extremely power level heroes. They're giving life stars, and honestly I could see myself losing to one of them overall. But so far, we are still climbing up. We're going up to 739. I don't know if we can get very high up just yet today. They're even giving giant killers to some of these enemies too. And again, when you're pushing these high rankings, you're just going to face mainly bots. However, you can see right here, occasionally you'll probably come across someone who's real. And when they're real, that's when it's going to get difficult and you have a chance of losing. So far though, it doesn't seem like we're going to run into many issues here. We have an extremely high power level account. We got 4 more attempts. Looks like we might break into like the top 100 or something. I'm actually intrigued now. Rankings, no, leaderboard. Here we go. Has anybody broken the overall leaderboard? Wait, no. You got to look for names that aren't just 2 names. We got to see if there's anybody up here. My guess is maybe down towards the 100s. People might have made it up here. But I honestly really doubt it. I don't think anybody's gonna be up here. It looks like it because they give them like the cool borders and everything, so it takes me a second to realize, but you don't see special characters or anything. Oh wait, we got one person, Daddy. Literally perfect icon to have too for this. The 100, breaking into the top 100 today. So we only have 3 attempts left. I don't think we're gonna make it there, to be honest. I don't think it's going to give us like the opportunity to get there. My guess is they probably did an extreme amount of resets, like refreshes, to find the best of the best to fight, which probably got them there. So for us, we only are going to make it to rank 221. Tomorrow we should break into the very high rankings, because again, you still see some of these bots here, but most of these others are actually real players now. So that's interesting. Moving on over though, we need to go not to the, oh my god, I have not been paying attention to the Void Horde at all. Yeah, I forgot this was a thing, kind of, and it kind of sucks because it is resources we could use, but as a spender, we don't necessarily need it. Let's go to the boss and let's see if we can continue actually fighting and getting victories here. Now, again, we don't have a Lord of Fear Aspen, so this might become a little bit difficult compared to what it normally would, because killing the boss is probably the most dangerous part about this and the most important, because that boss has that healing curse that he's going to put on some enemies, or I guess his enemies, yeah, our allies. So we got a few of us with it, but luckily our Doom Term Vulcan gets a huge shield from Natalia, so it doesn't end up being too much damage, it seems like. And we do have another active skill from our Vulcan, so The one thing I will say, this enemy team does have a lot of HP, and we're only on difficulty 4 right now. I know a lot of people said there's nothing free-to-play friendly about this update, but in my eyes, even on like my free-to-play accounts that I used to play, anytime a new Void boss came out was a good thing, because that was more Destiny transition materials that I could actually get my hand on. Now that means whales get more of it because they're going to be able to clear more of the difficulties, but in my eyes, that's not a negative. I think positively on my own account that, oh hey, look, I'm actually getting these additional resources now. Mind power 8 though. This is going up quickly from 6 up to 8. Yeah, let's see if we can keep pushing. So far, our survivability is not an issue, and we need to win by round 6 to get max points. Granted, points really don't matter. It's just a flex on the leaderboard, and I'm sure people are going to get there much faster than us because we record in the next day and don't record right at reset, where if you want to get the best of the best rankings, you're going to want to do this at reset every single day. That was a very small amount of damage we're doing here. My goodness. So Natalia actually got an active skill that time. I don't like when Natalia gets an active because that means we don't get a full shield on Doom Terminator Vulcan. I wonder if instead of Queen it would actually be better running a Therapist of Blood Betty. I don't know. I really can't wait till Christmas. We're getting so close for the next light Transcendence hero. Some okay damage from Yorm Tum right there. It's funny, Yorm Tum's actually the second strongest hero on our account now instead of the Eos, because Eos has a ton of that statue power, but the life star on our Yorm Tum is really carrying his attack value now. It's crazy how many fixed attack stats you get from the life stars. I think the next one we're probably going to give to Natalia unless the Christmas hero is not a support hero and is instead a damage dealer, because I think we're going to get a priest light hero coming up next. I think that's what we're due for in the light faction. I guess we'll find out next month in November, because that's when the regular version of the hero should be coming out. So yeah, so far so good right there. Not too bad at all. Yup. Let me jump out of this real quick. One thing I haven't checked in a while is the passive resources, but we don't have this unlocked just yet, do we? No, we're still time gated on our star, so that's fine. I just want to make sure we weren't wasting any resources there. And let's go back. Let's do our final hit for day 2, going up to difficulty 6. I'm sure there's a lot of people that got a perfect score. Yeah, everybody's still getting a perfect score here, so that should not be an issue. As long as you win by the end of round 6, I believe it is, you're going to get full points. Again, there's no skip button here, so you need to watch the entirety of these battles. One more enemy's going to hit here. Yes, Natalia has a basic round 1. Love to see it just for the sake of survivability. Because that shield on Vulcan is ridiculous how much HP that shield is worth. Remember, your shield value can be 100% of the value of your HP. So with someone like Vulcan, with the crazy homeowner, all the tenants, all the statue power invested into him, not only does he have crazy attack, he's got crazy HP as well. Now, this boss is definitely going to be much harder, because if you consider how much damage our Vulcan has compared to an average player, he's probably pushing 100 million plus more than a lot of people have. Granted, if you have that Lord of Fear Aspen, you're probably going to have an easier time, because again, the boss is the most dangerous part of these waves here. So if you can kill the boss within a few rounds, that's probably the best. You can see a lot of our heroes are actually starting to take damage here. We did get a couple dazzle effects off too, which is interesting. We don't have a round 3 active from Vulcan, it doesn't look like, but that just means we're going to get a ton more stacks for our next ultimate active skill. There's a basic. There's Yorm Tum doing his active skill, which is pretty impactful. All right, here we go. Round 4 active from Vulcan. Now, this is going to be pretty much the weakest round for his active skill because of his melodic strings that he has. Still packs a punch, but round 6 is probably going to be the best, because I think that's when... Is it round 5 that it refreshes the stacks? I can't remember. Either going to be this round that's really big or next round. Oh, but Yormtum actually taking an enemy out, and that enemy ended up healing on death. Interesting. I did not know that was a thing right there. We also have to wait. I mean, he does have another active skill, which I gotta say, I do like it. Can Vulcan get this on round 6? Oh, not enough damage on the boss. And yeah, when the enemies die, they're healing each other. So that is what makes this a little bit difficult. So round 7, we might not be getting full credit here anymore. And we do have the buff on Vulcan a little too late here. Going into round 8, that's not going to be great for our score. So yeah, previous record is going to be best. But that is day 2 for us. Getting more Destiny transition materials, which I guess if we just go into like a hero's Destiny transition, we can do this. We have what? We have a lot of, holy cow. We got 19 more from this. That's pretty dang good. So let me know what you guys think. Hopefully you guys enjoy this one. Let me know how you guys are doing. Sword Edge Arena and the boss. The boss is going to be really difficult. I feel like a lot of people will not get far unless you are a spender. But even the first couple levels, it does get you more Destiny transition. Hopefully you guys enjoy this one. I'll see you guys next time.